Hey, Plantation Golf Club. I'm your general manager here, Brandon Jones, and today I'm here with Chris Adams, our golf course superintendent. And Chris, looks like you still got that beard on your
Still
face.
going. We're not full yet. For those of you that might just be tuning in, I decided I wasn't going to shave this beard till we had full greens all the way around this golf course. And while we made a lot of progress on them, some elements have set us back, mainly heat, but going after some mutation as well. So you know we're getting there, and then we're just gotta grow them back. So
Uh, yeah,
you want to
awesome.
start?
Well, today's plan, we're going to take you guys around on a little field trip. We're going to go to different areas of the golf course and show you the progress that Chris and his staff have been making. All right, guys, we're out here on number 3 of Otter Creek, and you guys airified last week,
A
right?
week ago, we finished up a week ago today.
Yep.
So
So how did airification go?
Uh, you know, um, we did catch some rain in the middle of trying to top dress, and that really did make it hard to spread them. And we spread the last 3 greens by hand, even back on 17, 18, and the chipping green. So that was a little difficult, but again, perseverance and persistence, and we just kind of,
Sure.
we just
So
got through it.
how's this
So,
green coming along, you think?
well, I mean, we last stood on this green on the last video on June 5th, and you know, we had significant bare areas, like that last little spot in the front of the green there, and that over there is what's left. The rest of it has filled in significantly. Um, what we had decided at that point is we'll see how much we can push this summer, and when we get to the end, we'll just maybe get a few pallets of sod and piece the rest of it together. But it was better to choose the grow-in method, to get the grass right in its own native soil, right in its own, push it where it belongs,
Sure.
and to get like an even, to get an even true surface. So,
So we are going to resod these areas here
yep,
that have the indentations on them
yep,
and stuff.
yep. So that'll
Probably
be
in the
for
next
that.
couple of weeks, because
Okay,
there's a lot of prep work that goes into it.
that's
We
right.
can't just order the sod and it be here,
That's right.
but there's a lot of prep work that they have to do before we can even
Yep,
put the sod down. So they're going to get to that, and then we'll get the sod here, and they'll get that stuff laid down for us.
yep. And that's what we'll do is I'll wheel it off with some measurements, and we'll square it off just right where it needs to be, and that way these last areas that aren't really coming and they're also kind of sunken in, we'll get them flat too. So we'll get them
Perfect.
flat and good. But we did grow in a lot of it in house, and I'm really proud of that.
As we're over here on 18 of Otter Creek, and we've had some inquiries about the rough from residents and from players alike, wondering what's going on with the rough, why is it so high, and what are we doing about it? And so, Chris, looks like you guys have gotten over here and mowed a lot of this, but
Yeah.
what kind of is the problem a lot of times, you think?
Well, I think what is possible is that we're mistaking the 2 different types of grass. I think one of the complaints came in, kind of triggered this, and it was that it looked like we had missed a spot, and that triggered me to think, well, maybe it's just a patch of Bahia grass, because the Bahia grass in the summertime, it puts out a really tall seed head, and that doesn't take but a few days for that seed head to emerge. So it looks next to all the Bermuda grass unkempt, but realistically, we're keeping up with it as fast as we can, as always, and I think it's just the perception, honestly. So
Perfect. We are over here on 17 green of Cranes. Chris, what's going on over here? We're
well,
still on a temporary green, right?
we are still on a temp green in the fairway there. This one has been the hardest green of all 38 greens on this property to get recovered. So a couple weeks ago, what I did was I upped the gypsum and lime intake on it, thinking that that would help uh, counteract some pH, because other than that, I've pretty much thrown everything but the kitchen sink at it. So that was the kitchen sink, some lime and some gypsum. Um, Based on soil reports, this green is performing no differently than our best green out there. The control that we used was 18 green on Otter, and when you align the soil reports up, they pretty much look the same side by side. So that kind of raised me some confusion. We did have irrigation issues prior to the damage, so that could have led to it, deteriorating. And when I say that, like even prior to me coming here, so
Sure.
we did iron that out. It was a control issue in the box, and um, we're I do feel it's come a little bit further since the lime and gypsum application started, but you know, still, this one, I think this will be where a good bit of our sod goes.
Yeah, I was about
So,
to mention that.
yep,
Yeah, there'll probably be a lot of time spent over here prepping this area
just
to
getting this one
get
right.
sod in here.
Yep.
Now, when we get sod in, how quickly can we play on it once we get the sod down?
I mean, I'm pretty much roll across it. It's going to taproot within the day or two, even. So, because with all the food and water we're giving to it, it's going to tap roots and send roots down. So, I mean, I'd say within a day or two after laying it. I mean, we're not doing much other than walking or
Sure.
putting on it. So,
and you guys wouldn't put a pin location where new sod is and
exactly,
stuff, right?
Exactly. We'll make sure, you know, use an older part of the green, like right down the middle is probably where we'll keep them in the beginning.
Sure.
And then, yeah, we'll definitely not cut one in the new sod.
We're over here to the left side of 14 tee box on cranes, and here to talk about some irrigation issues, surprisingly.
Yeah, we definitely took on a big lightning strike. Maybe it was 3-4 weeks ago. You can see this tree crack right here is where it started. It traveled down where the tree is burnt right there. It ultimately, I assume, went through the root system to where it busted a pipe that runs laterally through here. I would say the crack in the pipe was literally like this long. I mean, if you put it up against my chest to measure. So then we had, you know, you got 100 psi and a 4 to 6 inch crack. It made a water feature that basically cascaded down into this pond. Well, around that same time, we lost communication to all of the controllers from the 13th hole to the 18th hole. The rest, basically 13 through 18, no communication. That puts us into panic mode. We're watering by hand, doing a lot of manual watering. We actually brought in, I'll shout her out, Jeannie from Turftronics. She owns the company. She is really the best there is about diagnosing stuff like this, and she had us back and communicating everything within a day. So
wow, that's impressive.
But in the meantime, you know, a lot of manual watering, and then that's just not it. You know, I mean, we get a lot of heads that don't turn and a lot of heads that stop coming on, and, you know, just things happen out here, and we're constantly just fixing them. And, you know,
yeah, irrigation is just an ongoing thing, right? It's a never-ending battle. You're exactly right.
For sure. So, and then when something like this happens, like a strike, and I mean, it took us a minute to really figure out what happened, to piece all this together.
Sure.
I mean, as fast as I explained it to you, it wasn't as fast as we figured it out.
I bet.
So, I mean, it was something that we really had to piece together. But there it is.
We're over here on 14 green, and this is one of our better greens, not the best, but a better green that we have, right?
Yeah, and I mean, you know, like I said, we've made a ton of progress in the last couple months, and it's probably been a little disheartening for some to see it appear to be going backwards. But really, at the end of the day, the greens program that I've implemented contains a growth regulator that is specifically designed to mitigate mutation. So with that being in there, and I think plus the 110 plus heat index we saw in the last couple of days, I really think that mutation is checked out. And that kind of struck me this morning. We actually came out and fertilized, and as I was walking, I realized there's only one type of grass, other than you will see goosegrass, and that herbicides, and that's coming. But when I look at the actual turf, I don't see any mutation anymore. It literally has kicked out. So I want to say the heat maybe did us a solid, along with the product that we use to mitigate mutation. And again, we just got to keep pushing them. They've come back quick once, and they'll come back quick again. So it's just middle of July, middle of August. I mean, almost August now, I should say. Middle of summer is what I meant to say. And you know, we're dealing with it. So.
Yeah, and this is another green where, you know, we're going to have sod that we're going to be putting out as well, right, Chris?
Right. I mean, anywhere we have areas that just don't have any vegetation to multiply, we're just going to have to replace it. Absolutely.
Perfect. All right, guys, we wanted to kind of give you guys our final thoughts as we wrap up this video. Chris, where do you think we go from here with the sod? Like, how long do you think that's going to take? Like, how long is it going to take to prep a lot of these areas, that type of thing?
Well, we'll never stop pushing, for one.
Sure.
We'll continue to just keep putting the food out and the fertilizers out. But then as far as that goes, it's going to be a coordinated effort between the plantation volunteers and my staff. I guess the step-by-step process will be measure it out, determine how much we need, and then make sure we're all prepped so that we don't have, you know, X amount of pallets of sod just sitting waiting for us to prep. We need all that prep work done even before the farm cuts that sod. So we'll get all that done. We'll take it step by step, measure, cut, and and get it down there, and then we'll make
So
sure.
we're looking at what, maybe a couple weeks?
I'd say a few weeks.
A few weeks.
I mean, we're going into another hot month, but
Yeah.
looking at the 10-day, we're already getting some reprieve from what we just had. So
Yeah,
that's definitely a good thing, and we should really be looking at a pretty impressive fall.
awesome. Well, guys, I hope you really enjoyed the video. I know Chris and myself, we enjoy doing this and getting the message out about what's going on here at the plantation, because it's a lot of, it's difficult sometimes to hear what's going on if you're not here every single day knowing what's going on. So out of sight, out of mind. And so that's what we're trying to do with this video. So if you follow us on YouTube, be sure that you like and subscribe to the page, and you can follow along with our updates. Thank you.
Thank you.